Hi, my name's Steve Haight. I'm sitting here in the middle of a small town in Nova Scotia, Canada. And what are we doing? We're all over North America. We're in Canada. We're in the United States. We're looking for property that we can rezone and find the highest and best use for. And we're actually standing on one that we're putting under contract right now. It was an old school at one time. We're standing on the slab that used to be the school. And 4 acres of ground right in the center of town with all the utilities already stubbed to the property. It's got the water, it's got the sewage. So it's a perfect piece of property to take and turn from institutionalized zoning into highest and best use so that we can build multiple doors here. Why? Because there's a need for housing in this town. Now, this property is surrounded by 3 beautiful beaches. It's got the hospital, it's got the grocery stores within walking distance. It's just, like I say, location, location, location is everything. Okay? So it takes us a while to find these kind of properties, and we travel and we go to a lot of different places, like I say, in Canada and North America. Now, for a perfect example, this property in Vancouver, Canada, this 4 acres would be pretty much untouchable, even if you could find it. Even if you went out to a rural area, say in Surrey, BC, this property would be millions of dollars an acre. So what's the secret recipe, the secret sauce that I use? It's kind of like Colonel Sanders. He didn't tell you the secret recipe. He didn't give it to you. Why? Because he didn't want to. He created it, and he uses it for himself. So he's made millions of dollars with that recipe over and over again. Well, we have the same thing. It's like baking a cake. You need all the ingredients to come together. And that's what we do, is we put all the ingredients together. We're deal makers, okay? And in this type of business, there's a lot more profit that people can make than doing what they all do on the fix and flip shows, as many of you see on TV, because the fix and flip shows are everywhere. So what we want to do is teach you another angle, another way to make money in real estate that's got a better profit margin than what you do and have to. And a lot of people just are scared of taking those old houses and having to rehab them, especially if you're not experienced. So this is another way to do it. We make anywhere from 200 to 500% profit on these type of properties when we do rezone them. So there's a high profit margin. So we're giving you a little idea what we're doing now. We're heading to Las Vegas, Nevada in about a week. We're back on the trail to find the path of growth and development, okay? And guess what? We just got word that Bill Gates is buying in the path of growth and development. So he just bought 25,000 acres out in Arizona. So I think a lot of people would want to follow that path of growth and development, if you know what I mean. So just follow me around a little bit. I'm just going to show you. And again, we're on this building pad that we're hoping that we can save. This building pad's probably worth about $100,000 in concrete that it's got here. And whether we can use this pad or not to build on, we're not sure. But again, it's everything that we're looking for. We're looking for something that we can take, rezone, and create more value to the property and actually start cash flowing it. So hey, we're going to be down with the Mayweathers real soon. They like to buy in the path of growth and development. They've been with me since 2004. And we're going to go check out Bill Gates' acquisition of 25,000 acres. And here in about 2 minutes or so, I'm going to bring in my buddy here. Jeff, why don't you come in here for a second? And I got Jeff here. And Jeff was actually born and raised in this area, so he's really well connected and helps us out a lot in getting the connections that we need. And thanks for coming in, Jeff. I'm going to ask Jeff just a couple quick questions here. And like I say, we just are going through the rezone process on another piece of property that we acquired. And with Jeff's help and connections, and he's a contractor, he's a builder. So we got involved with Jeff probably about 6-8 months ago, SH Consulting, and we came in to help Jeff, kind of helped him with a couple of pieces of the puzzle that he didn't quite have. And I always say it like this: I'd like to help people and get them moving along a little bit quicker than what they can do on their own. So if they're stuck somewhere in between here and there, our job and my company provides those extra pieces, or maybe it's like baking a cake, you're missing a couple ingredients. So Jeff, thanks for coming on today. And Jeff, we're standing here on a 4-acre piece of property that we're really excited about. I know we started on our first project back in August. We bought a 7-acre piece of property. We're doing the same thing, a rezone from an R2 to an R3, so we can put some doors on there. So Jeff, just a couple quick questions I wanted to ask you, just from your perspective of this property. And again, we're in the center of town where all the amenities are, and you know, people do care about beaches, and we've got some beaches around here that aren't far to go to. We've got the grocery store, we've got the hospital, we've got carry on, tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, you've got all the emergency services. The fire department is literally just to our left here, so the services are really close. The new hockey arena, which was built, it was like $21 million, I think, is what the total price tag was. Hotel next to that, so you've got all the amenities. They've got a lot of concerts and different things.
Yeah,
like
that was just built how long ago?
Yeah, it just finished up about 2 years ago now. So
they had the Beach Boys playing there. They've got great acoustics in this. And for a little town, nobody would really expect it to be here, but it's here. And a lot of people take advantage of it. So there's just a lot of things going on here. And what most importantly is we have the city behind us. Why do we have the city behind us on this project?
I think partly because the former people that were in the actual municipality themselves weren't really pro-growth. They had a company here that provided a lot of wealth to the company, or to the municipality. So they really didn't. They kind of just went on the coattails of that business. So they didn't have to work that hard in growing the actual community at all. Now that municipality is gone, that company is gone, or that company is gone, and the people that were there, the mayor and so on, is now since disappeared. There's a new bit of excitement going on. Because
there's a new sheriff in town.
There is.
As they might say, right? The new sheriff is in town. And what does the new sheriff want? They want growth. They want income from these properties that are sitting here. Nobody's doing anything with them. So here we are to work and to help the community build a product that they need, that the community needs.
100%. I mean, this site that we're sitting on now used to be a school, so I don't know the exact numbers of the people that used to be in, or the kids that used to be here, but they say it's upwards of 200. So they tore it down in 2014 is when they tore it down. So the slab is in decent shape. The rest of the land is there for the development, so it's a perfect piece of property right in the center of all the amenities.
And you know, it takes us a while to find them, but that's what we do. Is we travel, we go to different places. Again, we're looking for, and another part of the secret recipe is to do business and buy within a commutable distance of an urban area. So Halifax is approximately, what, 2 hours from here? Not even?
Wouldn't even be there. I just did it yesterday. It's about an hour and 20 minutes.
An hour and 20 minutes.
The speed limit you'll get from exit 5 to here in an hour and 20 minutes. And
what we can do here versus in the town of Halifax is just tremendous. Now, I started in 1984 doing what we called land divisions, and that was in a town 45 miles from Las Vegas called Sandy Valley. And that's when I started to learn how to do these land splits, rezones, whatever you want to call them. But what I could do in Sandy Valley versus going back to Las Vegas, it only cost me $250 to take a 10-acre piece of property and make it into 4 2.5s. And what did that do when I split that property up 4 times? Well, it made it worth thousands of dollars more than what I paid for it. So once I caught on to that, I didn't want to get involved in these fix and flip houses and have to deal with all of the things that you have to deal with when you buy these older houses and you have to recondition them. You know, if I didn't have Jeff here as a contractor, somebody that can do that kind of stuff, I wouldn't even be looking at the build out of these properties. I'd just be doing the land part of it. I'd be buying the land, getting it rezoned for the highest and best use, and flipping out of it. basically flipping out of it like you see people do on TV. The only difference is we do it with land, and we make a heck of a lot more profit than what these people do flipping these houses, with a tremendous amount of less risk involved as well. But when we got somebody like Jeff here that's been doing it, and he did a project that we bought and closed on last August, and it was an old 100-year-old house that was on the 7 acres of ground. I wanted the 7 acres of ground, but the house was on it. So what did we do is we decided that we were going to rehab the house and get some income coming from the house while we went through the rezoning process.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, it is definitely a lot of work to rehab projects, depending on which ones you get, for sure. And it all starts with the land, and if you have that ability to be able to take the land and make it into its max use, and then, you know, if there's a property on there, you know, with my ability, we're able to maybe capitalize on some of that potential too. So that's makes it a win-win.
And the thing that we did with Jeff when we actually started with him, he got under contract with us, and what we did is basically go find these type of properties and find investors to fund them, because you know, without money, obviously you can't do these type of projects. So and that's where a lot of developers get stuck, is finding the money. Where do I find the money to do these projects? Well, when we met Jeff, what Jeff wanted from us was for us to show him how to do what we call a sweat equity deal. What is a sweat equity deal? A sweat equity deal is where you don't use your own money. And a lot of people have this perception like they need a lot of money to do things, right? In real estate, like you need a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. So you think, well, man, maybe I got to get to the bank and go talk to the banker. Well, I was just at the banker last week, and the banker crossed her legs and her arms and said, we're just too conservative. We can't loan you money. You don't go to the bank. I've been doing this for 35 years. The last place I want to go to is the bank. So what we did with Jeff is we helped him with the missing pieces of the puzzle. And what was he missing? He was missing money, like 40 other contractors that I know, okay? They're all short on cash. Lots of deals, maybe, but they don't have the funds to go through with it. So what we did with our first project with Jeff is get him into an equity share position. And that's probably something you're not used to, right, Jeff? Because you've been doing this how long, and for everybody else but yourself. Is that true?
Yeah, no, I definitely been doing it for everybody else except for myself, and you know, the cash is always a big problem. You know, you may have the ability, but if you don't have the cash, it's pretty hard to kind of do anything. And the banks, you know, they're okay if you make $1 million and you got $1 million in your bank account. They might lend you some money, but you know, if
and then you got money. So what do you need the money for, right? So you're stuck. So Jeff is experienced now. Instead of reconditioning that house on that 7 acres and getting paid for it from the owner of the property, he took an equity position in the property. So while we build out the property, he has a percentage of the cash flow that's going to be coming from that property for years and years and years to come. Isn't that what you were looking for?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Cash flow for me is always king. You know, be able to, you know, there's other things that are definitely help, but cash flow every month is, you know, it pays the bills, and then you keep on growing on top of that, and you get your little nest egg going. So yeah. So
we're looking forward to finding these type of deals. You know, like I said, I have a consulting company. I take on some investors. I'm kind of backing off on that right now because I'm busy on projects we're doing. But I love to teach and share and care and get some of these people that are thinking about watching those TV shows over and over again about the fix and flip TV shows, and that's all they think about because that's all that they were taught. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with everybody real soon. Like I said, we're heading down to Vegas. A lot warmer down there. We're going to get on the path of growth and development and follow Bill Gates where he's going, and do the same thing that we're doing up here in Canada down in the States.